All right, hey guys. So I am finally back to talk about toy pickups. I know it's been a minute. Like I said in previous videos, had some stuff going on, but I'm back. I'm trying to get back in the groove of doing this stuff again. And I did have a few pickups that we'll talk about in the video, or at least I'll show in the video. And we'll kind of briefly talk about them. And then I want to talk about New York Comic Con and some of the things that, well, one specific thing that we saw at New York Comic Con, or maybe two things that I thought were interesting. So let's go ahead and start talking about the pickups for today. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is that, man, Ollie's is back on its game. I've been seeing a lot more stuff, and it may be because it's the fourth quarter, the last quarter of the year. So now maybe we're starting to get our Christmas time and Ollie's where they start to bring everything back. But the first thing that I got was they brought back Ultron. This was I saw a lot of people posting the Ultron, and I'm going to start like an Avengers theme, but right now my Ultron is going to go with the rest of my villains. He's going to be mixing with my X-Men villains, and until I start getting more Avenger-themed villains, he'll be there, and then eventually he'll go over to the Avengers villains. I don't know why I'm studying right now, but this thing is great, man. It's like I saw it and I was like, I'm probably not gonna like it as much once I actually get a chance to get it in hand. But no, he's super great. I wish he had a little bit more detail on him, but I mean, this is probably is comic book accurate, and I really like my figures to be comic book accurate. So I'm very, very high on this, and I'm very happy to get this. I didn't like the bubble effect that came with it, and it's like it felt. I know it's a comic book thing, and it won't stay in his mouth. So I'm like, why am I even? I just put it back in the box. All right. Still sticking at Ollie's. Other thing that I got on here was Rogue. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this version of Rogue and this costume. I feel like this is a blend of the Brotherhood of Mutants and then also X-Men 97. I'm not sure exactly where they were trying to go with this because of the hair being a certain way. I know they had released one with the short hair. I don't really like that version of Rogue. And then this one is with the longer hair, but I don't like this outfit. But I got it because I felt like who's gonna say no to Rogue? So I got it. I really like the way it looks, even though I hate the costume, but I like the way it looks. The face has a great little smile on it. I even tried it on one of my old Rogues, my Marvel Legends Rogues. It just didn't, it sat too low on the neck, so it was almost gonna be a swap out for that one until the Mayfix Rogue comes in. But this is who I got right now. So still keeping with Ollie's, because like I said, Ollie's was on their game again. They must have got the jump on Ross this time to get all the good stuff in. They had a bunch of stuff, and if you ever watched any of my shorts, you've definitely seen like a bunch of the stuff that I've seen at Ollie's. And recently it seems like Ollie's is overtaking the majority of the shorts now because there's so much stuff out there. But other thing that I picked up out of Ollie's is this Hawkeye. And this is why I say, once again, I'm probably going to start like my Avengers collection. Barely caught it. But this Avengers style, I'm sorry, not this comic book style Hawkeye was really what I want. I love the MCU, but I'm not a big fan of the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye as a toy. The comic book is where it's at. And this one, just like before, it came with his own little speeder sled jet thingy, wave runner, I guess you want to call it, and a stand. Hasbro, get on G.I. Joe with the stands. But this thing is really, really cool. I do have a Mayfix store, and I'm probably one of the few people that still like my Mayfix store, but I also do have a Marvel Legends store. I prefer my Mayfix store. I don't care what you guys say that he should be like. He doesn't need to be Hulk size. Anyway, so I'm definitely going to build this. I got to get my cap now. The 85th anniversary cap is going to be coming out sometime next year, so I will definitely jump on that one when that comes out, because it seems like I missed out on the Mayfix Captain America, which everybody seems to love right now. And this was such a great deal. This was only $20. I think when they released this thing, when they released the Hawkeye and his sled, this thing was like $50, $60. Like, this is a better deal at $20. And that's the reason why I couldn't turn it down. Lastly, I made mention to this guy before, but he finally came in, and my Bravestarr. If I turn him upside down, that hat does fall off. But who's displaying their Bravestarr upside down? Yes, people. So yeah, it will fall off. I said that I was going to take off the rest of his, oops, got his hat backwards. The rest of his outfit, just to kind of display him more like a cartoon accurate. I'm still debating it because I really do like him with the little poncho and the extra gear on here. But I may still do it. But this thing's really, really awesome. The older look for Bravestarr is kind of growing on me. I wasn't 100% on board with it at the very beginning. But now seeing it and having it in hand, it's really starting to grow on me. And he just goes extremely well with my Silverhawk action figures. So I mean, my 80s shelf is kind of coming along. My 80s animation is kind of coming along. There's a few more out there. Can they do you know, like Jason the Will Warriors, or what was the Bionic 6 and stuff like that. So I mean, to go along with this, I also have the Gargoyles. They're not on the same shelf right now, but maybe I'll start combining them. It just seems a little weird sticking with Gargoyles. But anyway, so that's the last thing I got to pick up. Actually, I got these things like last week, so there's not from this week. I know this video is coming out on Monday. I got them last week just to get an opportunity to post them on the channel. Hopefully next week we got a few more things coming in, and we'll talk about those next week. But if you're still here in the video, New York Comic Con. So the biggest things that come out of New York Comic Con was the announcements for G.I. Joe. And obviously you know that I'm a G.I. Joe fan. They announced Footloose. They announced, wow, I'm not forgetting this right now. Darklon. They announced this little battle bunker for G.I. Joe, which I thought was really, really cool. It takes you back in the day of buying the little diorama pieces for G.I. Joe. I never got a chance to own those, and I'm kind of on the fence if I really want to buy this stuff, because I have kind of built my own little displays in there, and yeah, maybe I'll figure out a way to get it in there, but I kind of like where I'm going right now, and I don't have the room to set up another specific G.I. Joe display area. I kind of want to keep them where they're at right now. But it is very interesting that all it's going to come down to is what the price is going to be with this. It's coming with the Trench Viper, and I mean, it's just a repaint of Alley Viper. I don't need that figure, and I know that's kind of a way to them justifying the price of it, so it's probably going to be like 50 bucks. I'm hoping if it is, it'll be like 35, and then maybe I'll catch it on sale if it's still out there, if people don't buy it up. But the community seems to be really high on this, so it may just sell out. I might just miss out on it. It won't kill me if I do or not. Other thing on there, it looks like they showed some preview images, or at least a teaser image of what we are all expecting to be the All Striker, which G.I. Joe, as far as the classified lines, they needed more vehicles. There's a Ram, there's the Vamp, and that's really it, unless you bought the HasLab. So, I mean, they needed more vehicles. You would figure that they would have something else, like small version as another vehicle for G.I. Joe. The Skyhawk, but Fans Hobbies is already doing the Skyhawk. So I kind of see why they skipped that, because they didn't want to be in a battle with them as far as who's going to get what. They can do Skyhawk later, and then I guess they just like, we'll do this All Striker, but it's going to be smaller than a Vamp, so will the price reflect that, is where my question is. Other interesting thing, moving on with New York Comic Con, was the Marvel Legends team actually came out and displayed that they're going to do the X-Men 97 version of the Sentinel, which is going to be 22 inches tall. The original, I mean, the last HasLab one was like 26. So this is only a few inches shorter than the HasLab one, and basically about half the price. Now, it won't have all the detail because it's going to be more animation look, but damn it, I didn't get the one from the HasLab because it was too expensive for me. But $175, I'm all in on it. And I know a bunch of people out there that's like, $175, we figured it was going to be $100, or they should have just made it smaller. No, they should keep it right where it's at. They said that this is for the people who missed out. So they assumed that the people who missed out on the HasLab are the ones who really wanted this. And if I can't have 26 inches, that sounded sus. But if I can't have them be 26 inches tall. 22 inches is a great settlement, and I'll give up some of the detail and the lights and sounds and stuff like that for that, because like I said, you guys know I have an X-Men collection, and I need a Sentinel in my X-Men collection, and I'm not buying them old school ones that aren't as nice or aren't as articulated on a secondary market at blown up prices. That's not what I'm doing. So I'm very, very excited for that. You didn't even have to put any money down. All you do is pre-order, and they're gonna come out the next year, and they're not gonna charge you until it actually gets being shipped. That's amazing. You just put it in there and you're guaranteed to get it. So for all you people who hate HasLabs, and if you don't jump on this, and if you didn't jump on the Sentinel from the HasLab, and then you didn't jump on this, then you stop complaining. Just completely stop complaining. I don't want to hear anymore. All right, that is it, guys. That's it for this week. I will be back next week to talk about more pickups. Also, be on the lookout for the shorts, because my toy hunts continue every week. I think I moved them to Wednesday now, so if you don't see them on Tuesdays like you normally saw them, I think they moved to Wednesdays, or something and so forth. Just be on the lookout. Subscribe and do all that stuff, and that way you'll be notified when all this stuff comes out. All right, you guys take care.